You got that's Mr. Eon. I know you did a track with them.
Nah, I never did, and that's what kind of upset me about the raucous situation. I never got a chance to really go in with all of the great artists up there, you know, before they collapsed or whatever, you know.
We was waiting. No, but you did it's like Eastern Conference All-Stars or some shit. You on something with them. I'll dig that. You was on this, yo.
Am I?
Yeah. Hold on.
What's the name of the record?
It wasn't the captivating. Nah, that was with Ill-Advised and them. I got it's got that steady beat.
Oh,
yeah. Killed that shit. He's like, I don't remember.
Thank you for that.
There it is. Wow, I totally forgot about that record.
That's what's up. That's the name of the song. That's what's up.
That's what's up. Yeah.
That's
what's up, yo.
He's good. You're good.
Sword of omens, give me sight beyond sight. Ancient spirits of evil.
Now that I made my mark, I hope you're listening clear to the wisdom I'm kicking into your ear. Premier got the division with the rhythm to share. Smiles Grimes repping rolled out to the death, and I'm officially here.
I stay focused, so it's family first. Blue collar is the movement, and the music is work. To say I've squandered opportunities would be an understatement. I pondered. My largest mistake was my complacence.
Last Emperor.
In the building, yo.
I'm a big fan, man.
I appreciate that, man. Much love, man. Jay speaks very highly of you, man. Very highly.
Only believe half. Only believe half. Yeah. And we were also blessed to like experience like the beginning, right? All the different changes, and then to get to where we are, and then to be creators ourselves. I'm just super curious. Like, what's your origin story? What got you to be able to transform and utilize hip hop to like shed all the love and positivity and light, and to be able to turn yourself into the superhero that you are today?
Well, and I appreciate those words, man. You know, I grew up in West Philly. The Cobbs Creek section of West Philly. 15 minutes to the left of me lives people like DJ Jazzy Jeff, DJ Miz. 15 minutes to the right of me lives the Fresh Prince, Coolie D, Steady B. So I went to a very popular hip-hop high school called Overbrook High School in West Philly, which was also attended by Steady B, Fresh Prince, the Youngsters.
Right.
We're all from pretty much the same neighborhood. And so living in the shadow of all that greatness, Pop Art Records, which won careers of Roxanne Shante, Biz Markie, Marlon Mall, the Juice Crew. A lot of people don't know that they got their start on a little indie label here in Philly called Pop Art Records.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Goodman.
Here he goes.
Are the uncle and father of the Youngsters. We remember the Youngsters.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Naughty by Nature and all of that. Yeah, man. So we're all from this basically the same neighborhood in West Philly. West Philly, we also have great MCs like Bahamadia.
Crazy.
You know, the list goes on. So just growing up in the shadow of all of that, like I'm old enough to remember when there was no hip hop, and then when it was like just this new music that you just heard in the street, you know, and you know, of course, I went through all the different traditions of hip hop. I tried my hand at b-boying. I tried my hand at graffiti. I never had enough money for the turntables.
Yeah.
But every chance that I got, if I was at a homie's house that did have what we called equipment, I was trying to do my zigga and all of that. So, yeah, man, just growing up in the environment and being exposed to it in the street before it was even on records. Like, I remember seeing people like Schoolie D, who has been touted as basically the godfather of gangster rap.
Yup.
At local clubs and local parties before he became famous. I saw people like Will Smith at places like the Wynn Ballroom in West Philly and Winfield before he became famous. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's just
around you. The culture was all around you.
Absolutely.
Now, did you find that like in your earlier days, was it like, pop art, Roxanne Shante?
That's right.
I know him.
Word.
He's good to have around, man. He's the best, dude.
I know that dude, Joe. I know that dude.
Probably the best DJ on the planet, period.
Facts.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
But we got to give a shout out to Cash Money, too. It's just Cash Money just never established like the actual records.
Yep.
And, you know what I mean? He never had a career on wax. But here in Philly, it's always that debate. Jazzy Jeff, Cash Money. Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah. I meant that. No disrespect. Cash Money's amazing. Tap Money. You said Miz.
Tap Money, yeah. You know you're him.
What about this man?
Larry Lair. Wow.
What about this man? That's a Philly dude, no?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So how did you get the name?
Well, in the 80s, I saw a Bertolucci film of the same title, and it basically chronicled the life of a gentleman by the name of Pu Yi, who was the last imperial leader of imperialist China.
Yep.
Before their system of government. And as the last emperor, he kind of struggled with holding on to the traditions of imperialist China, but yet embracing a changing political landscape. So I kind of looked at myself in that vein, like I knew hip hop was going to evolve and change, but I always wanted to be somebody who held on to the traditions, the pillars of hip hop, you know? Definitely, yeah.
There's something I've noticed about you. Like I got a ton of your stuff, but I thought about it afterwards. You kind of got something similar with Rakim. You don't swear, dude.
Yeah.
I can barely. I don't think I've ever heard you say shit. You know what I mean? Like your creativity and the way you pardon me for jumping around. I can't help my brain. No, I've been listening to Jungle Gym all week, right? Man, that's like opening Jumanji, dude. Like if you sat back, like you don't listen to track 4. You don't just listen to track 4 and then listen to something else. Like listen to the whole album.
Right.
And it's a journey, it's an adventure.
Right.
And like you're a very creative cat, and you could tell because you don't have to, or you don't fill things in with MF. And you know what I'm saying? It speaks to your creativity for me, and I appreciate that about you.
Is that a conscious choice? Is that a conscious choice just to not swear?
Even in my personal life, like I very seldom use profanity. Like I gotta really be upset to let something go, and that kind of lens from my upbringing, like in my household. It's not that profanity wasn't allowed, but it was just always emphasized that we were supposed to articulate as best as we possibly could without using those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it makes for, even though I've never really been on the radio like that, but when and if I do, they'll have no problems.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't have to go back in and re-record and fly in or nothing. Yeah. No, I just feel like your music is so visual. If you just take the time, I mean, you got the bangers and all this stuff, like the rah-rah, but like a lot of your music are very visual, dude. You know, it's a great thing. So I had a quick question about the Jungle Gym. Do you have that available on vinyl or CD, or is it all streaming?
On that as we speak. I just talked to Ranks, and he and I and Bug are going to crunch some numbers, and you know,
because I'm missing a few records over there.
Yeah, I see a space for it over. I see a space for it over there. It's coming. We got you.
Well, hey, if I get one, I can play it in this. Peep this.
You got a Chachi box, son? You got the I ain't got one of those.
Oh,
you ain't seen these.
I have an important question. Who would win in a fight, Wolverine or Spider-Man?
Oh, I see what's going on.
But I'm about to get my sons in on this one too.
I-N-O. Panthro.
I go, Kaden.
That's a tough one.
Right.
That's a tough one, man. And I know you're not gonna allow me to say it'll be a draw. So I'm gonna go with Spike. I'm going with Spike.
You're wrong.
Right.
You're wrong. The answer is always Captain America, dog. That's always the answer. You know what I'm saying? He's never lost a fight, yo.
He's like Chuck Norris over there.
He's Chuck Norris of Marvel Comics, yo.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. The world as we know it, it is a vast illusion. More than a passive poet, I am the last solution, the master of magic, music, ambassador, executioner of rappers. I've yet to shoot. I catch and electrocute them. His Highness of Flyness and Fly is what you're into. Some rappers drop science, and some be popping pistols. Some rappers preach the gospel. If preaching's what you're into, then I am an apostle, and these are my epistles. Listen. The stylist, the server, the real rap preserver, champion, black barbarian and Berber. Injury from my symphony, the melody is murder, public enemy of chemistry, the energy converter. Feed me through intravenous, my veins full of Valvoline. Straight shots of gasoline, chase it with kerosene. I boil beat breaks and eat cakes made with nicotine. Cry tears of Listerine and piss Mr. Clean. TLE, the human power converter. And if the rhyme is a crime, you should try me for murder. Last step, approach the stand and cross-examine them further as I march through the hood with my imperial posse. Some rappers show me love, a couple suckers despise me. If assassins happen to hit me, don't even revive me. After I'm long gone, this is how you describe me. Listen, here lies the first class, his character's first class. Symbol of perfection, complexion, color of burnt brass. With a superb task to emerge and then surpass the average nigga, a shadowy figure from Earth's past. With 4 braids that hung down on my shoulders. When I fight, they came to life and strike like 4 black cobras. Put an end to this, I'm venomous and your rap's over. Many minutes surrendered, the imp is a pro-black soldier. I told you, I'm the combination of prophecy and mere chance. The combination of old bottles and beer cans, a black cowboy and a Tuskegee airman. AM or FM, you can check me on Clearband. Yo, loud and clear, your transmission confirmed. It's official, 3 initials, the Sith is returned. Yeah. From the cradle to the grave, incubator to the respirator. From the birth of Anakin to the death of Vader, the decibel desecrator, an ethical estimator, purveyor of weapons, rotating on your record player, sprayer of rapid fire, spit like Vesuvius, lyrically hardcore and a Star Wars enthusiast. Hemp cats say the M's raps are the grooviest. Peace to Cypress Hill, House of Pain and Funk Dubious, an author, a poet, a mathematician, a research scientist, and a lab technician. In high school, I was voted a man with vision, the most likely to read rappers in a bad condition. Listen, I know some had visions of overthrowing the imp. Many believed that they could see me, it was only a glimpse. I repeat it, I'm never conceited, I'm only convinced that my status is that of a black Ethiopian prince. And since loud and clear, here's another one to give to the party people and show them what we're doing. The basement flavor, sucker rappers get ruined. Philly is in the house, and Rhode Island is in the house, and New England rocks the house, and Jersey rocks the house and yeah. Okay, since we were talking about Jungle Gym, I figured I'd do Go Get 'Em, which was the second single from the Jungle Gym project. Jungle Gym is my name. Hunting rap is my game. I even tackled a rapper right on the back of a plane. I have tied down a rapper to the tracks of a train. This record is just a fraction of my actual claims. This is my territory, now I'm back in the game. For fortune and glory and international fame. No treasure can ever truly measure my gain. This is real trap music. Perhaps I'll explain. I'm not a big drug dealer, chosen dope in the streets. Get it straight now, I chase down the dopest beats like a big game hunter does ferocious beasts. Or the Greek Jason chase the golden fleece. I'm the soldier for hire when the does increase. I don't stop or retire, there is no retreat. One thing is for certain, you should know this, chief. When Jungle Gym locks you in, there'll be no release. Come on. Go get 'em. Go get 'em. Go get 'em. Go get 'em. Yeah. When I hear the drum kick, one quick hurry. Rhymes I select make the rest get worried. Judge and jury, the rest just scurry. Earlier today, I got a call from Nick Fury. He said, Jungle Gym, I hate to be a bother. We need you for a mission, and it pays top dollar to travel to the African country called Wakanda and kidnap an African prince named T'Challa. I said, bet, grab my Jungle Gym friends, fold them up and loaded up the Jungle Gym jet. Tonight by sunset, guess what Jungle Gym gets? Top dollar for T'Challa in my Jungle Gym net. Another victory for the trap master. I'll admit he was swift, but I ran faster. Where this prince got his strength, I just can't answer. He was a man, but he ran like a Black Panther. I've been brave from back in the days. Cold slap any black attack cat in the rage. He got mad, jumped bad, got clapped with the gauge. Now he's back in SHIELD headquarters, trapped in a cage. I go get him.
My name is James, and I feel the whole album concept. I'm just saying.
That joint's fire.
The idea came to me because a lot of artists, they only see like YouTube or SoundCloud as an outlet for their creativity. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think a lot of artists don't even think of the idea of maybe you should get involved in theater. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring on Felipe because he's super talented, and I just wanted to have a chat with him about, you know, how he got into it and you know, just things along that idea, because I feel like artists need to explore like all avenues of being creative. You know what I'm saying?
I was originally born in Brazil.
Okay.
So I came here when I was about 7 years old, with, of course, my family. Lived in Florida most of my life. Right now I'm in Arkansas, living here with my wife. We're in Little Rock, and just hanging out for a bit at her mom's place. I've been doing theater since I graduated in 2011, moved up to the big city, New York City. I've been doing things here and there. I've done, I guess my big things are Cats. I didn't know that was going to be there, but here we go. Did some Cats.
Okay.
I've also done Man of La Mancha, national tour, and also Les Miserables for the past 3 years since 2017. And that's
dope.
That's where I met James at. Yeah.
Felipe, what got you into theater?
You know, I actually in high school, I saw the show that I just got canceled, unfortunately, but that's, you know, life.
I'm going to bring that up. Yeah.
I got super into it. We did Les Miserables, this show, my senior year of high school. And I was like, man, this is awesome. Like the feeling I got with doing it, like I couldn't think of doing anything else. Got really into it, did that my senior year. And then I went to college for it to get a degree in musical theater as well. And yeah, it was all downhill from Les Mis. There's this character. It's a story about redemption, forgiveness, and love. And it's centered around this prisoner who went to prison for 19 years for stealing a piece of bread to feed his family. And, you know, with everything that's happening right now, it's a very good story to like kind of open people's eyes.
Yeah.
I think art is beautiful to make people like maybe see something they didn't know, or like maybe see the injustice that is truly too prevalent in our nation and has been for hundreds of years. And I think it's a beautiful story and a necessary one. And even though it was written by Victor Hugo, like, I don't know exactly how long ago, but it's based off of the French Revolution, and he wrote it after that. People were revolting, and the revolution is happening right now. And yeah.
Now I have a question.
Yes.
For the new guest. The man from La Mancha, that deals with Don Quixote, right?
That is right. That is right.
Tell us a bit about how it was doing that one.
You know, I've
Don Quixote. I love reading that in school, and I'm very interested about that.
Yeah, man. That show is really amazing. It's kind of talks about oppression as well, like the conquistadors and like having people just locked up for maybe having different beliefs. And in comes Don Quixote, who is also Quijana. That's his other, he's plays two characters, same person. And his prisoner name is Quijana. Don Quixote is who he is when he's like fighting for everything. And, you know, he sings The Impossible Dream, which is beautiful and wonderful and prevalent right now as well. Right. It's just so important for people to know these stories, for people to like see these stories. Like it just resonates with you. I played a prisoner as well, who then also in this world within a world, he was also a muleteer, who were like basically workers, I guess, for lack of a better word. And they're all in this town. And it's also this other young lady who isn't treated very well. She gets harassed. Sometimes there's some rape that happens as well. And in comes Don Quixote, who saves her and sees her as nobody else has and makes her feel seen and wonderful and of worth. And everybody has worth. Everybody has love and value. And it's amazing that he was able to finally make her see that for herself. It's funny, we were talking about Man of La Mancha, Don Quixote, so Last Emperor, this is for you, because this is a song from it.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, and to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, and to love pure and chaste from afar, to try, though your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right, without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for that heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man, torn and covered with scars, still stroll with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable
Woo!
Hello. Yo, and this is the part where Jungle Jim comes in right now. You know what I'm saying? Yo, how crazy would that be, yo? I'm telling you.
This is basement flavor.
Yeah.
The typical question would be to an up-and-coming artist or an actor, right? But what are your words of advice for somebody who's like passionate about it and might be like wrestling with the thought of, man, should I continue doing this or not?
I think obviously, if they're that passionate about their craft, it's got to be something that comes from the heart and something that they love. Now, in the pursuit of doing that on, I guess, a larger scale, a more industrial scale, you will have those ups and downs. You will have those peaks and valleys and, you know, people questioning whether you're good enough to be on the grander scale or scheme of things. But as long as you love it and it gives you some sort of spiritual gratification, never stop. Never stop. I heard DMC from Run DMC say once, if Run DMC had never popped off and I ended up as just like, let's say, a mailman, I'd get off my shift every day, I'd go home and still have my book of rhymes and still write rhymes.
Yeah.
I thought that was the most poignant thing anyone had ever said. I don't care if you're performing, like you said, I don't care if you're performing for 30 people or 30,000.
Same energy.
Do same energy and do exactly what you love. Just do what you love and never give up.
You know, if it's not in there, if you can do, basically I say, like, if you can do anything else, do it. Like, this business is very, very hard. The hip hop business is very, very hard. Like, but for me personally, if you can do anything else, instead of trying to do musicals, instead of trying to be an actor, do that. But if you can't think of anything else, if nothing moves you more than this right here, then you got to stick to it. You got to keep going. And like what you said about Run DMC, like, you gotta have your job, but you got to keep going to your craft. I have a lot of friends that go to New York City. They end up, doing what every actor does, which I've done a lot, is become a waiter, become a server. And you can get lost in that because there can be good money in that. But that's not why you move to New York City. Like, go back and go to another town that isn't as expensive, live there and become a waiter. But if you're going to be there, do it. Do it for your passion. Do it for your goals. If you must and you have to, and there's no other way, you got to do it.
Yo, that was beautiful. That was some real sound advice from both of y'all. And
yes, sir.
Sound Advice, the new album by Chachi Carvalho, is available on all digital streaming platforms right now.
Got him.
The pleasure was all mine. All of you guys are definitely scholars in your own respective fields. So I just enjoy the fact that this was a very serious dialogue, but yet at the same time, it entertained and we had fun.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
So much success to everybody. I'll definitely stay in touch.
I'd appreciate that.
All of this stuff is over, we can move around like we, get some sorts of normalcy. I'm definitely going to come out there and willfully see all you guys in person. But
that'd be great.
Appreciate everything.
For sure, man.
Everybody, please stay safe. One love to everybody. And definitely keep on rocking, man. Salute.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Last Amp, you got 1 minute?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to share some words I wrote.
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
I'm kicking off the open mic right now.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna put you on a.
Nah, it's all good. We good. We all here. Yo. I lost respect for your perspective. After being fiscally removed from college and only being equipped with 6 semesters of forced electives, I lost respect for your perspective. After watching some of my best friends get arrested and deported by the same people who gave them the drugs to sell in the first place. Too many trapped in hell, restricted to a compact cell, and the only thing we could do was wish them well. My son's eyes still light up when they see a wishing well. I wish I could dismiss the spell we as a people have been cast upon. We have been cast in a feature film where we play a very distinct role in Babylon. Generational curse of not being whole, not being in control, doing what we are told, being bought, being sold, which story should be told. The life he lived and the people he touched, or the life that was taken after hands being cuffed? Is it not enough that people of all ages and all races from all over the world are uniformly screaming out, enough is enough? I lost respect for your perspective. Amadou Diallo's mother begged the law enforcement community to learn how to see our children. 21 years after 41 shots, and here we go again. Young and old, black and white, line up side by side and say, hands up, don't shoot. I still haven't been able to watch the whole video in its entirety. Peaceful protesters falsely labeled as menaces to society, and a false ideology about how and why a cry for peace ends up violently. I lost all respect for your perspective.
Chachi Carvalho.
Let's go, yo.
That's it.
Let's go. Yo,
Let's go.
Yes.
yo, I'm saying, yo, Felipe, we got the whole show right here, B. Just start writing now. All right, so I hate to say this because your boy Andy just got here, but we should probably just wrap it up, right? Because I'm just gonna I'm gonna start saying weird things that are no longer about the topic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yo, how you feel about hey, you gotta watch out with the politics though, because that could open a can.
Right.
That could open a can.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just want to thank everybody that tuned in. I want to thank everybody that was on the show. I want to thank everybody that cared or even was concerned about everything. And I would say I'm not sure when our next show is. In theory, it could be in 2 weeks. It could be, I don't know. I don't have a headliner yet. As soon as I have a headliner, I will let y'all know. So thank you so much, guys. And
it's Mass Days.
Yo, let's do it, yeah.
Mass Days.
Let's do
Mass
it,
Days
yo.
2 weeks.
All right. Peace.